If you ever seen the movie Office Space, there was this dude named Milton Wadums that he got fired a few years prior, and somehow there was an accounting error, and they kept paying him. So one day they had a bunch of consultants come into the into their business to figure out like where there was some inefficiencies and how they could cut costs, and they figured out that they were still paying this dude that they fired 5 years ago, but no one ever told him he was fired, and he kept getting his paycheck. And so eventually they just fixed the glitch and stopped paying Milton Wadums. He ended up setting the building on fire. But that's how I deal with firing most of my clients. The clients that I usually fire are the ones that will no call, no show me or show up significantly late to an appointment, and they don't have a good credit card on file. What I do is I go into my app and I block you. And if you, so like, in order for me to fire you, you either have to be extremely rude or you have to not give me my money. Other than that, I can really tolerate anything because this is a business. I'm here to make money. And as long as you pay me what I charge, we gonna be all right. But like recently, a couple days ago, actually, I had a client that literally missed an appointment and didn't even realize it until a couple days later. He texted me, "Yeah, man, I was too turned up on my birthday, bro. I just forgot." I say, "No problem, dog. You owe me for the appointment that you missed. So I'll unlock you once you repay me." And he was like, "Can I get you when I get at my next appointment?" I said, "Yeah, as long as you know you got to double up, we're good." He was like, "Yeah, no problem." So he got reinstated. But there are several clients that have bad cards on file and don't understand the process or don't respect the fact that I have a cancellation slash no call, no show policy. So those people I just fire through the app. You can't book. Now, there have been times where a person has called or texted and been like, "Yo, what's going on with this?" And I explained to them that this ain't working out. Now, I have had to let a couple people go in person. I had a lady a few years ago. She was so much, and she got really rude with me in my chair. So I got her out of my chair. I didn't want to do it in front of everybody because I don't necessarily think that's the best way to do this type of thing. But her actions, I had no choice. I had to make a move, and she had to get up out of my chair. But usually, I would say you have to tactfully do this via text because you don't want to cause a scene in the shop, because that could affect future business from people that you never even knew were potentially going to be your business, or were going to do business with you. So, like I said, in that situation with this one lady, I had no choice but to stand on business because she was setting a really terrible precedence. In addition to that, she was doing it in front of my staff. So like I can't tell my staff you're supposed to conduct yourself in a particular way, or if a person disrespects you, you know what I'm saying, you're not supposed to take that and then allow this woman to disrespect me in my place of business. Like Martin said in Thin Line Between Love and Hate, and my motherfucking establishment. Yeah, no, so she had to go. But for the most part, I would encourage you, do this via text or email if you can. There are some situations where the punishment has to fit the crime. And if they disrespect you in person, then you have to fire them in person. I also had a guy, I've actually had a few issues with this dude, but he has really bad kids. And his kids were acting up. So I charged him to the max. And I knew that this was going to be the last time I saw him. And sometimes, like, firing a person isn't saying, "I will no longer work with you anymore." Sometimes firing a person is making it so difficult for them to work with you that there's only one outcome. And so this dude, his kids were acting up, and usually he usually books like a regular kid cut. And I usually don't say nothing about it because even though his kids are bad, I can usually get the haircuts done on time. But this particular day, both of his kids were on one. So my normal kid price is like $20. But if your kid is bad, it could be as much as 35. So he had two kids. and he anticipated only paying for his haircut and the two kid cuts, which would have been like $70 if I'm not mistaken. And his kids were acting up, so I charged him $70 just for the kids, and he wasn't prepared for that, so he had to run to his car and get more money. And I knew this was, and he never tips, so he had exactly the amount of money that he normally had. But this particular day, his kids were acting up. He wasn't disciplining the kids. He was just letting them act a fool. So I said, "I got you, player. I'm charging you full price for this buffoonery." And he didn't really get lippy with me, but I could tell he was disappointed. I said, "Hey, bro, I charge this particular amount when your kids sit still. Your kids are acting up, and you're not doing anything about it. So this is going to be a difficult kid cut for both of them." I charged him, I think it was like $110 for the services. He normally was paying like 75 for the services. So he was upset, disappointed, and that was over a year ago. I ain't seen that dude since. He used to get his kids haircut monthly. So sometimes you can literally say, "Hey, we can't work together no more," and other times you literally make it so difficult for them that the outcome is inevitable. And that's what I do most of the time, with the exception of that lady. I told her to never come back in my building. I also had a kid that I had to lock inside my building until I got my money. And I told him flat out, "Dog, don't ever come back to my shop or it's going to be rough on you." Let me know what you guys think in the comments if you've ever had to deal with something like this. I am Sean Cussa H on all social media. Please leave a comment below. Otherwise, share this with somebody that may also have had this experience. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. I am Sean Cussa H on all social media. Let all the buttons do all the things. Thanks for your time.